Hello friend, in this session we are going to learn on how to connect Power BI to SQL Server and how to get data from SQL Server to Power BI. So to learn that we are going to get data from SQL Server to Power BI and then we will load data from a SQL Server to Power BI and generate a bar chart based on the data that we are going to import. So basically from SQL Server we will be going to import a table. So before we start getting data from SQL Server to Power BI, so let us first see the data present in the SQL Server. So now I am going to open my SSMS SQL Server Management Studio. So I am going to press Windows R, that is a run command, and that is I am going to type SSMS. So this way also you can open SQL Server Management Studio, or else you can go to start and just type SSMS and you will get the SQL Server icon. So just hit enter and now you will see that our SQL Server is going to start. And right now what I am going to do is I am going to select the server name as local, and authentication is Windows authentication for my system, but in real scenario when you work in a organization, definitely it will be a SQL Server authentication where you need to provide a username or a password. So let me click on connect. So once I click on connect, you can see the SQL Server start to connect to my local server. So this green icon indicate that my SQL Server has started running and it has been connected. So now you can see database, security and management. So just expand the database. So in database I am going to use AdventureWorks Data Warehouse 2008 R2 database, and I am going to use the table from here as well. And for our example I am going to use table dim employee. So I'm just going to right click here and select top 1000 rows. So when I click on select top 10,000 rows, sorry, select top 1000 rows, so it will give me a record. So right now there are only 296 rows present in the table. So let me just give you a quick walkthrough of the data. So you can see it as a normal table, a SQL table data. So here there is a record for employee. So this is employee key, the name of the employee middle name, what is the designation, it is a title, hire date, birth date, and login ID, email address, so on. So you will find basic details here like gender as well, salary flag, so department, on which department he or she is working, status current or null, so whether he is currently working or he is not working. So if not working, then there will be a end date. So now let us connect this data and bring it to our Power BI. So I am just going to move to my Power BI desktop, and now you can see it is taking lots of space, the filter, visualization and fields. So I will just hide this, and so I can get some good space, and the margin is also not full, so I will go to view, and there is page view. I will go to fit to width, so I can use the full canvas, full area, basically full screen. So now I will go to my home. Under home I will go to get data. So inside get data you will find a SQL server. If you don't find SQL server here, you can click on more, and there definitely you will get a SQL server under database. So as it is a common data source used by Power BI or used by most of the organization, so you can just click on SQL server. So once you click on SQL server, so you will find a SQL server wizard. So you need to just configure this SQL server database to connect to the dim employee table. So now I just need to provide the server name. So as I see, my server name is local, so I will just provide the name, say local. So local is the name of my server. Database is optional, so if you want to use a custom query, then it is required. So next is the data connectivity mode. So please select whether you want to import or direct query. So in case of live connection, you can use direct query, or in case of extract, you can select import. Also, by clicking on the advanced option, you will find something more like SQL statement. So this is a place where you can write your own SQL query to extract data from the specified database. So to do this, you just need to write your query inside the SQL statement box. So if you want, you can just copy paste this query in that, or else you can select that table from the database. So I will show you both the ways. So let me just first start by selecting a proper table, and then I will show you by a query.